Hey, kids. You're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast. Prepare for the SML Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I'm your host,
Hi, everybody.
Joe. Aki's here, as you can tell. Bri is here. Jacob will be on the way eventually, but we have a very special guest at the top of the show. It's been a few episodes, but Kunal Majmudar is back on the show. Buddy, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me. I am tired. I'm exhausted. Today's been a day, let me tell you.
What has today been?
We launched Pixel Noir.
Yay!
We shipped. We did it. It's done.
We did it. We did it.
It's been like a decade of work and just, I don't know, man. Just like, struggling, like for inches, right? Like every day trying to get this thing done. And it just feels really great. We launched at like 7:00 this morning, and it's been a freaking whirlwind ever since.
Nice.
And how's launch day been? Has things been going well? Have there been any bugs, any crashes, anything crazy? I know Helldivers hasn't had a perfect launch.
No, I think it's been okay. Mostly we're getting like grammatical corrections of like, and honestly like apostrophe placement and stuff like that. So there's some things that we'll probably patch like fixes for. Those are like really quick. I think we've been trying to actually turn out updates as we're getting them, frankly. So yeah, it's nothing great game breaking. I know we'll be back for like a longer interview at some point, and I'm sure Len will be happy to tell you about exactly how many hours went into QA, but it's a lot.
To be fair on the spelling mistakes, I wouldn't be super worried about that. There are Chinese visual novels that are on there that people read the shit out of, and as someone who is one of those people, they only use Google Translate, and Google Translate don't do a good job. So as long as people can make sense of even 1/10 of what you've written, you're doing just fine.
I appreciate
as long
that.
as you didn't spell your like you are in the game.
Unless it was,
if you do that, there might be an issue.
What you're doing.
I mean, hopefully we didn't spell your name wrong, Joe, because you're in the game.
I'm gonna have to check. Oh man, I'll
I
throw
have to
something.
figure out where
really
Joe is
heavy.
in the game.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun Easter egg hunt for all your viewers.
Now I have a question. In the game, do you kill that Joe?
Oh Lord.
Or I guess I should say, can you?
I tell you what, no, you can't, but you do track down Joe's son, and I don't know, it's one of my favorite interactions in the game, if I'm going to be honest. There's like a few really funny, like Pixel Noir is like kind of a witty, it's a take on like noir detective RPGs, but it's got this JRPG twist to it, and it's also like just got this earthboundy type of humor and wit about it, which is really, really, I don't know, it makes for some really great moments. And Joe's side quest is, I think, one of the funniest written side quests out there, like next to like the cat lady and a few others.
Oh, geez.
I look forward to finding it.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good.
I'm happy it made it in the game. Yeah, me too. I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm happy the game's finally here. Like, no lie, we talked about this game in the single-digit episodes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the first episodes, Kunal, you were on, like, episode 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Something like that? And you were hanging out with me, Tim, and a Bogue and Chris just chatting about. And all these years later, we made it. You made it, and I'm still doing this.
We made it, man. I'll take that win. I mean, honestly, like there were so many, like, you know, I can't say that the project was like easy. This is like one of the hardest things I've ever done. There were like so many moments where I was like, oh man, I don't know if we're gonna make it on this thing. Like at one point we walked away from our publisher, which I'm sure we'll get into in the longer, you know, when I'm back for the longer episode. But like there's all sorts of moments in the project where I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna ship, but we did it, guys. We did it.
We are here. I'm so happy for you, man. I know you don't have a lot of time with us, so I don't want to hold you up. I just wanted to bring you on at the beginning to congratulate you, say I'm super proud of you that you finally got this out. You finally got this for the world to enjoy. Later on in the episode, we're going to review it. Aki's going to talk about it, and then we're going to end the show with some music from the Pixel Noir arranged album. Tell us about that quick.
Ooh. Oh, this is like one of my favorite part of the projects. So, fun fact, I did not get to hear the Pixel Noir. So the Pixel Noir arranged album was an idea I had, like from forever ago. My background is in music and specifically doing video game remixes. And then I was, scoring video games for a little bit and some, I would say B grade films and, mainly horror films and stuff like that.
Shitty podcasts.
Oh, hey, I'm really impressed. You're still using the theme, right? You send me the new theme every time it gets updated. I'm really impressed. It's the
same theme, but it's just different spin on it. Ropanaganti did the current theme.
You sent me a folder of all the different variations, and it's like it was mind blowing. I thought you were gonna have like 2 or 3. You sent me. There's like 10 or 15 in that folder.
We're up to 12 because after Rose, Mustin did one, and Norg did a special one for our 11th anniversary episode that he did in 11.8. You would love that.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go listen to that for sure.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
So I had this network of like just awesome composer friends and VGM artists, and then I decided, hey, it would be really cool. We got Hiroki Kikuta on the project to co-compose with me for the soundtrack. It would be really cool to just get a bunch of friends together and do an arranged album. It's always been something I've wanted to do. So we made it happen. Mustin was the producer on this whole shebang, and frankly, it was done about 5 years ago. I did not get to hear it until it launched with all y'all. Like, I did not hear it for 5 years because Mustin wanted me to have like candid reactions to all of the tracks. So,
and I know he wanted to play it for you like at MagFest, but it just never came together.
Yeah, he was sick, and then I ended up backing out of MagFest this year. Because I've got twins on the way, and
fucking yeah! Oh my god, we just got a fucking yeah sound effect from Lloyd subbing right as you said you're having twins. The timing was incredible. Lloyd, thank you for the sub. Injury, thank you for subbing earlier in the show. I didn't get to shout that out yet, but thank you so much for the sub. Jacob's here.
Finally joined us.
Yeah.
Yay.
Jacob, do you remember Kunal? Did you guys meet?
Yes, of course we did.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we did. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah. Hey, Kunal. How's it? I mean, congratulations on the twins.
Thank you. It's a busy year for me. We just put it that way.
Oh yeah. Like the next. Wait, don't you already have a kid?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, like I was about to say, like, the next, 6 years are going to be super busy, but congratulations. You just tacked on, another, however many extra years of busyness. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm well aware. Yeah. It's like, when something like, when you have twins, because you never, if you have twins, without, any I guess help when you're kind of not planning for it. like in vitro or whatever. But without that, like if you're not planning for it, it kind of is like a holy crap moment. And you're like, wait a minute. The plan was never 3. The plan was 2, kids. How's this going to work? So yeah, this is amazing and holy crap all in one moment.
Yeah, right, Kunal. We all know that you were just like, look what I did. That's right, super strong.
Jesus.
Yep.
Olympic swimmers.
That's right. That was like the first, like, I don't know, 4 people I told all said the same thing, which is exactly that. They're like, strong swimmers.
Oh, man. So, yeah, the arranged album. You can see we still get off topic constantly. So that hasn't changed.
That's good to see. It's good to see. Yeah, the arranged album is, I think, 13 tracks. I've got a track on it. Hiroki Kikuta has 2 tracks on it, which are incidentally his original tracks, just FYI. So what happened is he had a couple of originals that I pulled into the album. We massively reworked them, so it's more of a collaboration between him and me for the original soundtrack, but you can hear his originals on the arranged album, which is super cool. We got a bunch of, honestly, legends. We got Danimal Cannon, Mustin did a track, Sean Beeson, who's just incredible, Will Roger, Megaran threw a track on there. I know I'm forgetting folks, Maxo, Lacey Johnson. I mean, it's like a really packed, who else am I thinking? Maze Dude, Chris Getman,
Zircon, and the One-Ups.
And the One-Ups. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like a dream lineup for me, honestly. So I'm really proud of it.
Well, you should be. It is an awesome album. It is an awesome game. We're going to talk about it later in the show, but we will let you get going. We're already over the 10 minutes that you gave us. So I don't want to hold you all night. I know you have a lot of work you got to get done.
I want to hold you all night.
I want to hold them all night, too. Kunal, when am I going to see you again?
I know.
Dude, he just said he's having twins. You're never going to see him. From one parent to another, we're just going to make plans to meet up for the next 40 years, and we're never going to do it.
We're going to compare calendars and just never align on a time. Like, okay, how's next year? Nope. 10 years? Nope. Sorry.
No, it's at 24, and then maybe.
I didn't know if Mustin convinced you to go to VGM Con yet.
He did ask me about it. Now I'm probably not traveling for a little bit until twins are a little older, and my wife probably will need to recover from everything. So I'm probably out of the traveling game for just a little bit. But I definitely think once I'm back to traveling, which probably won't be that long, honestly. I definitely think we should hang out, Joe, for sure.
Make it happen.
I'll be down in like Philly area now every now and then, so we should definitely hang out.
Yeah, I'd make a trip down there to see you.
Yeah,
Jacob too, while I'm down that way.
Oh, gross.
Forget about that guy.
Yeah,
fuck him. Kunal,
if you do go see him, punch him in the throat for me.
Yeah. Just violence all around. Kunal, thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with us. The game is Pixel Noir. You are SWDTech Games. Give us the plug. How can people get it? How much is it? Give us all the details real quick.
Yep, it is $24.99 on Steam, but it is on sale for the promo week. So today through, I want to say next Friday. It is on sale for 20% off, so you can get it for about $20 on Steam. If you go to www.pixelnoir.com, you'll get all the links there, or if you just go to Steam and search for Pixel Noir, we're thankfully we're showing up as number 2 under top new and noteworthy or new and trending RPGs, and we just got up to the number 14 spot on the total RPGs overall on Steam. So really excited about everything.
Very cool. Well, Kunal, I will talk to you in 2 weeks, as long as the twins don't come early.
That's right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the time and the opportunity.
You have any final words?
Yep. Sure. Here we go.
Oh, man, that was good. I love Kunal. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy that his game is released. I'm so happy that it's doing well. Let's hope that he could get in touch with a publisher and make the console release happen.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to get him in touch with some publishers, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Something could work out. That'd be awesome. So, news.
Has there been any?
Nothing noteworthy happened this week, did it?
No, totally. No, not at all. No.
Let me think really hard. No, I can't think of anything. It has been a turbulent week in the world of Xbox. The rumor mills have been blowing up and going absolutely batshit. First, it was Hi-Fi Rush is going to Switch and PS5. Then it was Sea of Thieves is going to go to PS5. Then
it was everything.
Shut up. And then new reports came out claiming Microsoft is going to launch Starfield on PS5. After that, reports that Indiana Jones would release alongside the Xbox version on PS5. And then there were reports that Xbox wanted to release Gears of War on the PS5. After all of that, Phil Spencer finally came out and said, "We hear you. They're going to share their vision for the future of Xbox next week."
So we just have to wait patiently, and all will be revealed.
Yeah.
Well,
we have to...
except
something will be revealed.
And as we know, the internet, it was calm and patient.
Yeah.
And there was definitely nothing to worry about.
Totally.
No.
Especially when GameStop accidentally posted something and removed it.
Yeah.
What did GameStop do? I missed that.
So they tweeted that you'd be able to play all sorts of Xbox games on Microsoft Game Pass.
Interesting.
Saying that it was like a rebranding. Yeah, that's what people were jumping on.
Yeah, instead of Xbox. So, however, it's been deleted, but some people think that by removing the Xbox name, that's what's going to be able to get Game Pass on all the other consoles, or that's what Microsoft is just going to call it when it goes into other consoles. So
I somehow highly doubt that, considering they literally just rebranded it all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but that wasn't the end for rumors with Xbox, because there were more rumors that Xbox is going to have 2 next-gen consoles in 26, including a handheld.
I didn't hear that one.
No?
Nor did I.
Yeah, that's the one rumor I saw popping up on Reddit, that they're going to have 2 consoles. First, Xbox is dying. Now they're going to have 2 consoles released. Can the internet take a fucking side?
I kind of expect 2 consoles from this point forward. There's always probably going to be one with a disc drive, and there's going to be one that's all digital.
Oh, no, I don't think we're going to see a disc drive next gen.
Yeah, I don't either. I think the reason why they're pushing so much on the Game Pass thing is to move everyone to a cloud thing. So then you could just play all your Xbox games wherever you go. On literally.
But you could still only play Game Pass games and Fortnite. That's it. Even games that were on Game Pass and left, you can't play those on the cloud anymore. And it doesn't make any sense why you can't. They were playable on the cloud. Just open up the full library if people own the games.
Yeah, but maybe that's going to be like what is it? It's not actually called xCloud or whatever, is it?
Yeah.
I feel like it was. Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, like, what if that suddenly becomes part of the service? Like anything that's xCloud enabled, you can play through Game Pass.
I would like that to be true. I don't think that would ever be a thing that happens.
Well, that's kind of how it is right now. The only games that are xCloud enabled are Game Pass.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if you've bought it, you can play it through whatever. Maybe. I'm just spitballing here as to what it could possibly be based on what we've already seen. For $10 maybe.
Oh man. Even more crazy Microsoft-related news. Toys of Bob and Sledgehammer Games were both hit with more fucking layoffs. 86 people at Toys for Bob, 76 at Sledgehammer Games. Both of the studios' physical offices have shut down, and workers are working remotely until they get new offices. There's a lot of talk that they shut down the studios. That is not true. But they did lay off a whole bunch of people, and that still sucks.
I remember when I was all excited because they bought up these places, and they said they were going to be making games, and then they bought up all these places, and they fired most of the people who make the games and haven't made next to any fucking games.
Toys for Bob just had that crappy Crash Bandicoot game.
They were saying it was just an official filing from previous layoffs. I have not heard that.
Yeah, that was kind of the impression I got, was that was like a more specific report of some of the 1900. Just that's like an additional follow-up to that they've closed their doors kind of thing for now. So yeah.
That would make sense. Anyway, some more big news. Disney is investing $1.5 billion into Epic Games.
We'll see how that goes for Epic.
I mean, they're probably just going to burn it all in Fortnite, so...
Yeah. I'm not happy with Epic. Like, the whole Rock Band news was just so deflating for me that they were ending DLC to focus on fucking Fortnite Festival. No, that's bullshit. Fortnite, if they want to test a new rhythm game, if they want a new rhythm game, do Rock Band 5. We don't need to throw everything in fucking Fortnite. I'm not going to download an 80 gig game so I could play 30 songs in Fortnite Festival. No fucking way. It's just not, I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other news? Game Pass. Everyone loves Game Pass. Microsoft Game Pass news is here. Bunch of games join the service. We got Anucard this week. Train Sim World 4 this week. Madden 24 joined EA Play. It is not available on xCloud. Next week, we're getting Resident Evil 3, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, A Little to the Left, and Plate Up.
I'm excited for A Little to the Left.
Yes.
I wanted that.
Yeah, same here.
What's that one about?
That's like a cat-related puzzle game. Yeah. There's like a cat that's like paw keeps getting in the way, and you're like trying to sort things. It's super chill.
Nice.
I didn't know it had a cat in it. I just knew it was an organizational game, and that just made me excited because I love organizational games. It's weird. I don't like farming sims, but I like every other boring ass type of game that there is. Like this game,
it's like unpacking in a sense.
Kind of, yeah.
Yes. When I saw it, that was the first thing I thought of, even though they are completely different. Like, let's say you have a toolbox and you dump everything in it all over the place. The game is you're putting it all back in place to where it all fits in a very specific place. That's it. That's the entire game.
I'm looking at screenshots, and this looks interesting.
Yeah,
all right, I'm sold. That'll be on Game Pass next week. So
yeah, I'm going to play it immediately.
And then February 20th, Return to Grace hits Game Pass.
I don't know that one.
Not all good news. Games gotta leave, and 2 are departing the service with Galactic Civilizations 3 on PC and Opus Echo of Star Song, which I don't know anything about.
It's supposed to be really good. You went around and there was lots of music in it. That's all I know about it, but it was apparently decent. I'll
have to pick it up before it leaves. Get your 20% off. Speaking of Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night is getting some costume DLC in the future with 3 paid packs and 1 free one coming. The free one? Shantae!
You will probably have to name the character Shantae for that. Great. Cool. I approve.
The Half Genie cosmetic pack contains the following items: a Half Genie outfit for the body, a vest and tiara for the accessories, a blade and pistol for the weapons, a bandana for the head, and a fireball for your directional shard. If you put it all together, I believe you get a fancy special, like, bonus something. I know the DLC mentioned that there was something on top of that if you wore everything. I apparently forgot to write that down because I'm bad at my job.
It's okay. We're all bad at our jobs here.
Yeah.
I love Bloodstained Ritual Night. That was great.
Oh shit!
What?
Yeah, Bri does know.
I know what now?
What you're doing?
Oh,
yeah,
that's a rumor, a vicious rumor.
No,
vicious. Rumor.
Not really. I really feel like you're the most prepared out of any of us. So
I'm always prepared to do my specific job and only that.
You're prepared
nothing
to shit all over Jacob.
Yes, and that's a majority of my job.
Ooh, really? So when you're coming out here, I'll put down the tarp for you.
I may have vomited a little in my mouth, but only a little.
Come on, Aki. Shit.
Oh no! Stop!
Me.
Nope.
Give me a good old
Hogwarts. Oh God, it's a kid's game. Hogwarts Legacy is officially 2023's best-selling game.
Speaking of Cleveland Steamers.
Yes, that game was fine. It was a whatever game. It was very middling.
I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah, as I said, it was fine. It was very middling. It doesn't make it bad. It exists.
I thought it was better than that.
Really?
Anyway, more news. Final Fantasy XIV full game will require Game Pass Core or Ultimate to play. The free trial will not. So if you're getting Final Fantasy XIV, there you go. Also, apparently, Final Fantasy XIV's beta is not open for current players of the game because of how you have to link your Xbox account, which is apparently unlinkable. Thanks, Square. If you are a current player and you create a new account in this game, it will overwrite your current progress and everything.
Oh no! I hate to be whoever figured that out. Oh, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, so the beta is only officially open when it opens for new players to the game or people who don't mind losing literally everything.
Oh,
that'll be later this year sometime. Still no date on that. But let's see. Persona 3 Reload sold 1 million copies in the first week, becoming the fastest selling Atlas title in history.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah. Kadokawa Games, parent company of From Software, acquired Acquire from Gung Ho. Acquire are known for the Octopath series and the Akiba strip series.
Interesting.
So it'd be cool if that came to more platforms, although I'm sure Xbox would be like, you cannot have breasticles on our platform. And Aki would cry.
The idea just makes me want to already.
Anyway, final bit of news I got. System Shock Pinball is hitting Pinball M next week.
Cute.
So that's the news I got. Aki, you got any news this week?
No, nothing other than, Skull and Bones, the Ubisoft CEO, defending it when it's, it is what it is.
Expand on that.
He's defending the $7 price point of the game, even though it's live service trash, like live service trash always is, by saying it's a quadruple A product when, from what I understand, almost everyone who's played it's like, this is maybe a $20 game. Which is really painful to hear because a lot of people were really excited for that game, and it doesn't seem like a lot of them are particularly enjoying it. I don't know why, though, because I don't play games like that.
I've watched some of the betas. Yeah, I've watched enough people play the beta to know that it's just not interesting to me. Again, it's like live service game is just not... I have so much space in my life for that, and I've already got one that works perfectly fine, and I'm invested in it, so I'm good.
Have you played Black Flag, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag game?
And I loved it.
Is everything about Skull and Bones just the piratey stuff in that, or did they screw that up? Because that's the only way I can imagine people being like, this game sucks, is if they screwed that up, because that is what everyone wanted, was more of that.
I mean, it looks similar to some of the naval combat from that, but it doesn't look like there's much else to the game besides that, and that's just not my thing.
Okay.
And, betas are limiting, so I don't know if there's other story elements to it or anything like that. But if it's just naval combat and like upgrading your character endlessly, like I'm good. I don't need that.
We'll find out when it releases. What's the date on that one? I stopped following it because of all the delays.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual release date is. I just know that
the 16th, next week.
Beta. Okay, yeah. So
next Friday.
The most recent beta, like, kind of did a launch, which is their soft launch of the game, essentially. And a lot of people have been like plugging it in to check out the beta. So yeah.
All right, Bri, what news do you have?
You already covered pretty much everything I think I had on my list.
Jacob, anything?
Yeah, I have a few news stories. Super Mega Baseball 2 has been delisted from the Xbox Store, and the server will close in July. Apparently, EA realized I was the only one left playing. So, so they were
you can play it. You just can't play online.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that none of the achievements require you to be online. So, hooray for that.
Good.
But they probably also want people to, fork over the money for Super Mega Baseball 4.
Or play it on Game Pass.
Oh, is it on Game Pass now?
Isn't it? I thought it was.
So.
It's 3 on Game Pass.
I would think. I don't know, because I own 3, so I don't know. 4 is the only one that I don't have. But
apps library. EA
yeah, I'm not willing to look for it because it's one of the words in it is baseball.
Yeah, 4's in EA Play. 3 and 4, both of them.
Oh, I didn't, because I know that they had the demo in there, like the 10-hour demo. I didn't know that it was the full game. It
just shows under EA Play as
their
EA Play. So if I'm wrong, the system is showing me the wrong info. So
okay,
it's just showing it's there.
You can just blame EA.
Yeah. Fuck you, EA, for
there we go.
Not having the fuck you, Aki.
Good.
No, it's fuck EA. It's always
good.
That. Please.
Good job. Anyways, speaking of EA, Star Wars Jedi Survivor won the Grammy for Best Video Game Soundtrack.
Oh,
nice.
Neat.
Congrats to them for that, I guess.
And let's see. What's this one here? Oh, yeah. Sonic Movie Watch. Although part of it's going to be Sonic TV Watch.
Uh-huh.
We need a theme. We need a theme song like it's Sonic Movie Watch.
There we go. That worked.
That fit it, or how about it's Sonic Movie Watch?
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Oh, I like that even better.
Yeah.
that was kind of fun. All right.
It's Sonic Movie Watch.
Break it down.
No. That doesn't work.
No, it really needs to be something like quick and speedy.
Oh, here we go.
Sonic.
It's Sonic Movie Watch.
Woo!
We could go that route too. That's my excitement level for it generally. So yeah, let's go with that.
Anyway, so the Knuckles series has a premiere date of April 26th on Paramount Plus. It's going to be a 6-episode streaming event, is what they're calling it. And they did release a poster and a trailer for it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but the poster looks pretty cool. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has started filming, or restarted filming. They announced a bunch of cast members. Most of the people I don't know, so there's also speculation that some of them may be voice actors for some of the characters, because they still have yet to reveal who Shadow is going to be played by. However,
I heard a rumor about that.
Oh, who?
Oh, I just in passing, like someone had said something about like Hayden Christensen, or that was something like hopeful or something.
Oh wow, that would be interesting. But they did, however, confirm today that on the soundtrack from Sonic Adventure 2, Crush 40, their song Live and Learn will be featured in Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
That's cool.
All right.
Seems
That's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
And is it review time already then?
Sure.
I mean, I guess it could be.
All right, well, let's get things started with Pixel Noir, developed and published by SWDTech Games, released February 8th. Why did I say Friday? Released February 8th on Steam for $24.99. Untangle a gripping conspiracy in this noir-influenced mystery, laced with classic RPG elements. Navigate seedy streets to collect clues, upgrade skills, and customize weapons. Brawl in turn-based combat with timed hits and combos to reveal the dark truth that plagues the city's core and your sanity. If you are hanging out in our chat, we're going to do a giveaway for the soundtrack for this game on Bandcamp. So pay attention there. But for now, Aki, tell us about Pixel Noir.
Okay, in this, you play as starting up as a rookie detective for the police force. And you're out to look at a murder. Because, that's what cops do. And very quickly you get pulled into some other weird shit where you start seeing monsters out of people. And very quickly land yourself in prison for kind of maybe sort of blowing up an entire hospital filled with homeless people.
It happened so quick. Like, it escalated so fast. I was so excited.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick. And then the very first chapter is, you're in prison.
Yep.
It goes from, you're a rookie on the police force, you're in prison, and then the game actually opens up to what the game actually is, which is now you're a private eye, because obviously you're not going to be a cop anymore. You get called in by a big corporation who is shady as shit to go find somebody, and you end up finding a lot of other people that you can do tiny little side missions, basically, to go help them with stuff. Like, you can help a little old lady find her cat. I'm not going to explain any further than that, because that would ruin the hilarity of that situation. And you basically walk around the city. Often different parts of it are blocked off from you, so you can't go everywhere at first. Usually there are blockades and cop cars everywhere, because this neighborhood is, how to say this politely, fucking terrible. There, everywhere you go, there are gangsters wandering the street, and if they see you, they're gonna come and beat the shit out of you. Hopefully you can survive long enough to make enough money to buy all the healing items you need, because there's no ability to be like, okay, I got the shit beat out of me, let's go to a save point and just touch that and max heal. And I really would like that to be added into it, because man, it's real easy to lose health. Because the thing is, when you're walking around, some enemies are significantly stronger and higher level than you. Would you like to know how to tell when they're higher level than you? You get hit by them and lose almost all your health in one hit.
Oh, gee.
Because the game doesn't tell you otherwise. And the higher level they are than you, the harder it is to run away from them. So they get more free hits that you can't take while you're trying to run away. All of the combat it's all turn-based. However, there's also a timed aspect to attacks and defense. So when an enemy comes to hit you, they usually jump in front of you, and then you see the shield, basically the outline of a shield, and then it fills blue, and once it turns yellow, if you hit a button quickly enough, you'll take less damage, and when you attack an enemy, when you jump in front of them to punch them, stab them, or blow their brains out, which is the best thing, a little aiming reticule shows up, and when it fully fills, it turns yellow, and if you hit the button fast enough, you'll do a critical attack, and you'll hit twice. At least I've only seen 2 hits. I haven't seen them do more than that. I assume someone probably can hit like 10 times. Who knows? You do eventually get other characters to join your party. I did not reach that point personally, because I have a tendency to forget where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do, and I know there's somehow a way for the game to tell you how to do it. It told me I can somehow see that via the quest screen and the map, but I haven't quite figured out how to get it to actually do what it tells me I can do. And I've had some problems with the game personally. I've had it where the game will freeze on me and I have to just completely close it and restart it. Steam stuff. It happens.
Yeah.
I've also had it while I was in the middle of trying to get away from enemies. It decided, hey, we're not going to listen to you push any buttons anymore. And then you just stand still and enemies come up to you and just start wailing on you, and it makes me sad.
Is that like, is their controller issue at all, or did it just like freak out?
No, I was using my keyboard. I was using my keyboard straight up. So no, I don't know why that happened to the game, but that happened. Both of them happened
Kunal.
a lot, obviously. Yeah,
there is controller support for the game though, which I was very happy with.
I'm gonna have to try that. I haven't fiddled with that. All I did was keyboard, which is it's complicated for me. I'm really bad at using that because this is one of those where up doesn't put you directly north. It instead puts you at an angle, and I'm bad at that. At least on the keyboard. I don't know if that's the case with the controller or not. Is that the case, Bri?
I felt like controller was pretty much as I expected it to be on controller, and movement was really easy. So
okay, yeah. For the keyboard, you move at the angles instead of straight and up and down or left to right. And I always get screwed up when I do games like that because I think that might have been part of the reason why it just would sometimes stop registering buttons, because lots of systems don't like when you hold shift and then up and left or up and right or down and left and down and right. It kind of gets a little finicky sometimes. So I will have to try it with a controller because I did not do that. Throughout the game, you can buy new weapons. You can buy a metric fuck ton of different healing items. All of them, they're not like, oh, this gives you 5 HP or 10 HP. It's like, this will give you 5% of your health back. This will give 15, 25, whatever. And usually they also heal a status ailment as well. Like energy drinks, I think, make you not tired anymore. And something prevents paralysis, stuff like that. You can also, when you buy weapons to get better ones, you can also buy attachments for them. So you can get like a short barrel for your pistol or a long barrel, scopes, stuff like that, which is, I really appreciate that. That's really fun to play with. And you can also buy clothing for your character. Sadly, it doesn't change what your character looks like. That would have been really awesome, but I also understand that would have been a lot of damn work. But different outfits have different stats that they fiddle with. Most of your accessories are like hats and stuff like that, hats and gloves and shoes, stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. And yeah, I mostly spent the game walking around and trying to find all the items that were in the city whilst trying to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do because I'd forgotten where I was supposed to go. Because again, I'm terrible. Occasionally you do have access to this special power because you can see these monsters. For some reason, I didn't get far enough for the game to outright tell me. I have a pretty good idea of why, but I'm not going to share that. And basically you hit this button and you freeze in place. I don't know if anything else moves while you're in this, but it highlights stuff you can interact with. And like, if you're trying to look for somebody or investigate something, it'll show you clues and stuff that are around there, so you can go and find the clue real easily and stuff like that. And it's a very interesting mechanic. I really like it.
But the downside is you see monsters.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, no, I mean that was like the plot part of it.
Oh, yeah. You see the monsters and they're tentacly and they really want to slap you with their tentacles. Take that how you will.
When you say slap, are we talking like a slap
all
to the face
ways,
or a
all the ways,
loving, caressing slap?
I wouldn't call it loving. Maybe caressing, but not lovingly.
This is not After Dark, Jacob.
Okay. All right, that clarifies.
It could be.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, you can enter a lot of buildings. You can go into alleyways occasionally. They have some that are opened up, and you can dig through trash and find donuts and stuff that you're going to eat because this is an RPG. And you're totally going to stuff your face with a donut you found in the trash. It is healthy. And yeah, that's really the basis of everything around the game that I managed to see.
Bri, what are your thoughts?
You?
All right. So from my notes here, it's a noir JRPG. Like I think the opening sequence alone was just like, oh, this is exactly what I would expect from like Final Fantasy VI, but like if it were a noir. The title screen theme is perfectly noir. The music was pretty good so far. There was a good amount of pixel depth and detail in the art. Each chapter start has like a little comic strip scene, or not strip, but like a comic page with a little bit of exposition of kind of like the next stage of what's going on, which I thought was really cool. Has a slightly different art style, so it really gives like that comic splash kind of thing. Like I've only I just started chapter 3, so I haven't. I mean, there's a lot that goes on in those first 2 chapters. Like it escalates quickly.
Yeah,
and it really
the first
does.
3 chapters are completely different from each other.
Yeah, and the writing has been really good so far. The pacing has been really good. I was enjoying the combat. Although I got to a point, I was running out of time, but I got to a point where I got to the first sort of like little mini boss fight, and then I totally tanked because I was not thinking about healing, and I got a really lovely game over screen with that was just like perfect with the little casket and everything. It really is game over gumshoe. So yeah, no, that was good stuff so far. Good stuff.
I've seen that a few times myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the game clocks in at $24.99. What are your thoughts as of right now? I do want to take another look at this in a week or two, since we'll have the devs on in 2 weeks to chat about the game. I want to take another look when people are further in to see what y'all's think. But as it stands now at 25, what are your thoughts?
From what I've played so far, it has some issues, and I think they could fix up some things other than just those issues, like giving us levels and stuff on enemies and maybe letting us automatically freely heal at save points, stuff like that, because again, when you're out and about, the enemies are there, you knock them out, you don't kill them. They'll stand back up and chase after you again.
To be able to go back to my office and like lay down on the couch, that there was like a whole big to do about like, oh yeah, this is the best place to sleep. Like it'd be nice if I could go and like agree to sleep and like, heal up and then save at the phone, and like, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, because
that like
you have to make money.
Abused. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it is very hard to make money because you have to spend all that money on healing kits, and enemies kick the shit out of you if you're not good at perfect guarding.
Yeah.
So I think some tweaks to make it a little easier, or give us difficulties that will let you have stuff like that in it if you're not good at it. I think that would really elevate the game. As is, I think it's probably worth it because I've really enjoyed the story and the pacing and everything a lot so far. I'm not particularly good at it because rhythm, but I think it's worth it currently already.
Yeah, I would agree. The story is compelling, and the music is good, and I feel like it's fitting that like exactly what it is. It's a noir JRPG. Like if that's what they wanted to make, like that's what I'm seeing. Like exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty darn cool.
Cool. All right, next game, Brain Show Party Quiz. Developed and published by Simplicity Games. Multiplayer mode released January 19th, and the game is $14.99 on Steam. Compete with your friends in brand new quiz game, now with online multiplayer. Take part in a crazy TV show. Dynamite explosions, sobbing mates, ruined friendships, and more. Sound like fun? It will be with Brain Show, the quiz game. Bri, tell us about your time with it.
All right, so I feel like this new multiplayer mode is like the hype for right now, because I feel like this came out a little while ago. And I just want to start out by saying I tried to do the multiplayer mode and I could not find any people to play with. I tried, quick games. I tried doing like start a game and wait. And so I was only able to play against myself, essentially, to just check out the game. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of player base of people who are wanting to just jump into random games. So that was the only downside for me. Otherwise, it's like a throwback to the game show quiz style of game, like PlayStation Buzz quiz TV show. You've got multiple languages in support for the game, which is good. There's alternate controller styles, so you can assign separate keys to different players in your local multiplayer, or you can use a QR code and it utilizes some Steam Link thing, and you can do stuff on your phone. You just all have to be on the same network, so like you can't stream it and play distant that way. You would have to have people who own the game and can multiplayer the game that way. But yeah, it's got lots of questions. It's got a good cheesy host, like not too cheesy, but cheesy enough. There's a good amount of, like corny jokes you're going to hear during the vacuum round. He might say something about, and we'll see if the answers really suck, or, something like that. Yeah. He didn't exactly say that particular thing. That's just kind of the punny humor you might expect from the game.
It's just going to provide you with.
Yeah. You get to name your character, and they have a preset amount of names to choose from, so that they actually will read your name out loud during the game show. So it feels like you're in there, and it's not trying to pronounce like whatever you type in. So my character was named Black Widow. Let's see. There's like a lot of different types of rounds. So there's different, I'm trying to think of some examples here. Like, it's not just a straight up trivia game. There's like gimmicks to the different rounds. You can vacuum points from other players. You might have to buzz in to answer. Sometimes you'll bet points. There was like a trap door thing that was pretty cool. Each game is like 5 rounds and a grand finale. If you get to the grand finale round, which was pretty cool, you actually get like a little paintball gun or squirt gun or something, and everybody who is in the game is standing on these little tiny platforms. And if you buzz in and get the right answer, you can shoot people until their platform is gone, and then they don't get to win. So that's like a really cool like friendship ending thing at the end.
Gonna say if this was on the par of Mario Party with destroying friendships.
Yeah, I mean, like I could see this being a really fun thing to play with friends. Unfortunately, I didn't have any friends to play it with, so I missed out on the fun of that part. Yeah, but there's 41 categories, over 5,000 questions available, 13 different competition styles. You can play up to 8 players, online or local. As I said, I didn't have anyone to play with at the time that I played like the local multiplayer. I just used my right hand to play with me. Joke intended. All right. Anyway, moving on. The character models were, let's see, they were kind of like simplistic, but they had a good amount of life to them. So like it was entertaining to watch them jump around and move as they're like on the screen. But yeah, and I would say like the game time, like a round of the game or a game is about 30 minutes, which is like a decent amount of time investment for something like this. So you're like, you want to play a couple of rounds with your friends, like that's really good. So yeah, like I had fun with the game. I was not able to test out the multiplayer or find people on a quick game, or even just, there didn't seem like there was a lot of player base for the online multiplayer part. Yeah. But it would be fun to play with friends for sure.
Well, it clocks in at $15. What are your thoughts on this game?
I would say it's a good game if you got some friends you want to play with and y'all want to go in on it, or you've got people in your house that you can play with. I think I like the setup where you can use your phones as a controller. In the absence of friends, it's knocks it down a little peg for me, because again, I couldn't just join a quick game online. So yeah. Overall, decent. Just need to get that player base up, or agree to go in with some friends if y'all like to play trivia together.
Cool. All right, next game, Ninja Kidz Time Masters, developed and published by Selecta Play, released January 31st. I wish it were July. It's chilly. Released January 31st on Xbox One, Series X and S for $20.99. The three greatest martial arts masters have been kidnapped, and Dr. Disaster and his henchmen have trapped them in different historical eras. The Ninja Kidz are the only ones able to cross the time vortex and use their abilities to rescue them, preserve the path of the ninja, travel through time from the Jurassic period to the future to find and rescue three martial arts masters. Jacob and Bri, both you played this. Jacob, how about you start? What is Ninja Kidz Time Masters?
So Ninja Kid Time Masters is a beat 'em up that is based on a I guess you would call them influencers. Essentially it's like four kids who all practice martial arts, but like I had never heard of these kids. I watched a little bit of their videos. It's not for me, but then again, I'm also 39. It turns out that they're actually like fairly successful. Like they actually have like a small chain of like Urban Air or like those trampoline parks.
Oh yeah.
That they have. Yeah, they've got a few of them out in like the Midwest and the South. Yeah, and so like a lot of it's like them goofing around with like martial arts stuff, like four ninjas versus a werewolf, or like just like positive stuff about like getting out and exercising and all that kind of stuff. So they seem pretty wholesome. So like grudgingly, I can't knock them on that one. But at the same time, they're also like actual kids, so I'm not going to knock them on that. But
I just want to say I hope they're using stage names, because if their real names are Brighton, Peyton, Paxton, and Ashton, their parents need to be like sat down and talked with.
I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there, but yes. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, we're treated with this game, which I don't know if it released on mobile first. It kind of has a very mobile feel to it, but whatever. But yeah, like Agent Shark, who is an actual shark with like a scratch over his eye and stuff like that. He informs the Ninja Kidz that, the Grandmasters got ambushed in their dojo right after their breakfast meditation, and like they've disappeared and we don't know where, but here's this alien device that allows you to mess with time. But our scientists, because apparently these Ninja Kidz also have scientists. I don't know. But anyway, but he's like, oh, well, the scientists haven't figured it out yet. Oh, what does this button do? And so everyone gets sent back in time. But naturally, Agent Shark, who is definitely the most powerful out of everyone, he's told to go guard the time portal. So it's up to the Ninja Kidz to go off and find the Grandmasters throughout multiple levels that are based around various times and places and stuff. Most of what I got to play around with was the medieval castle, which is set in like 600 AD. In feudal Japan, where you're battling ninjas, and they look kind of like orcs. I don't know if they're supposed to be onis, but yeah, it's a lot of beating up ninjas and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna lie, this game, compared to other beat 'em ups, does not have a lot going for it. The controls are fairly clunky. The game moves for a beat 'em up, it's at a snail's pace. Yeah. Which on one hand, I was like, as an adult, I was like, good Lord, this needs to move. But at the same time, if you're thinking about the target demographic and the kids who probably watch these videos, if this is their first beat 'em up, it actually moves at like I'm not going to lie, it moves at a fine speed for like a 6, like for a kid who's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But for adults, like, no, like
did your kids play this at all? Did they try it?
No, they haven't yet. We haven't really gotten them into beat 'em ups yet. They've played Ninja Turtles and X-Men for like back on the Xbox 360. Like they played like the ports of like the old arcade games. But we haven't let them touch anything like Streets of Rage or Final Fight or anything like that. Like anything where like actual like humans are seen, you know, and not based on a cartoon.
So you made them play the really hard arcade games?
They wanted to, all right. And the kids
hope you like hitting the quarter button, kids.
Yeah, they've actually beaten X-Men. I don't know if they beat Ninja Turtles yet. But yeah, so anyway. So yeah, controls are clunky, moves at a snail's pace. The voice acting, I think, is actually done by the kids from, you know, the Ninja Kids YouTube channel, which is not great. But
the audio levels were like really all over the place for that. So
yeah,
it was a little distracting.
Some of it felt like, you know, it was in a professional recording studio. Other parts did feel like, you know, grandma's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a lot of games recently that have had to have that issue. Like I know the Race with Ryan games had wildly varying quality and audio between characters. Some indie RPGs, like sometimes someone sounds and then someone else is like right on the mic and they're talking like this. The quest to get the golden idol down the stairs. You're like, I hate this game.
Mm-hmm.
But
like, audio is so important in games.
Yeah, it is.
And speaking of audio being important in games, the music. Oh my God. Everything is like a 1-minute song that is on a constant loop, and all of these levels go for like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's just ends up becoming like this weird race to like get to the end, so you just don't have to hear the music anymore.
I just played it without the music on.
I mean, that's fair. I didn't turn off the music when I was playing. Oh shoot, there was something else I wanted to
about it, Bri. What are your thoughts?
So I mean, I would echo a lot of the things that Jacob said. So like the story premise reminded me of a film I made in elementary school about like time travel. I'm not even kidding. I actually, my team that did this through the school, we won like the grand prize in the film festival. We entered it in. It was pretty cool. It was claymation. Woo. But yeah, like it was immediately though a reminder that this game was designed for a different audience than me, and so I had to kind of go with that in mind into how, you know, it was very my first beat 'em up. The controls were not great. Things moved a little slow. The levels felt a little too long at times. But you get achievement rewards at every level. You know, the pacing for certain things was good there, but then there were other things like I felt like I could never dodge the projectiles. There were too many characters with unbreakable blocks, and I found like some of the fighting was maybe even too tedious for the age that it was maybe representing, and that was a little disappointing. So, and I did make it through the main story. But then I tried to go to the boss rush and could not even. So it was too hard. And like the first boss is probably the hardest boss to fight because it requires you to do this special break move, which is like you have to hold up and Y, and it doesn't always break the block. And I just like it took too many lives to just get through the first boss. If I hadn't lost any lives in the first boss, I probably could have made it through the boss rush because the rest of the bosses are like super easy in comparison. But it was a little harder than I was expecting for the age group that I think it was intended for.
All right. Oh, we got to talk price. It costs $20.99. What do you think?
If you're a longtime fan of the beat 'em up genre, then I would say no on this one. Like there's a lot better beat 'em up games out there, ones that are far more challenging, ones that have better controls and stuff like that. Honestly though, as a parent, like this isn't honestly a bad choice for like my kid's first beat 'em up game, which it feels like a weird like description for it. like Fisher Price presents my kid's first beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Then Jacob, the question is, are you going to introduce your kids to this game?
I'd have to run it by my wife first, because honestly, we make decisions together on that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against my kids playing this game. You may want to wait for a sale, but as like a, for like as an introduction to beat 'em up games for kids, I mean, I've honestly played worse. So
yeah,
it's below average, but it's also not the worst out there. But for $20, you're going to want to wait for a sale.
Yeah, I feel pretty similar there.
What about if you could win it for free? Because Selecta Play was awesome enough to hook us up with 2 extra keys for the game, which we will be giving away in chat. So if you're hanging out, pay attention and type enter in chat, and you could win a copy of Ninja Kidz. And we'll do another one during the music later on in the show or something like that. I don't know.
And whoever wins, if you find a better move than I know, please let me know, because I would love to get through that boss rush. I mean, play it. Let me know. Maybe I missed something.
Oh, now I remember what the heck it was. The controls are like kind of weird too. You have to use left bumper to run.
Yeah.
And it just ends up being like this weird it ended up making my hands hurt as an adult. So I can't imagine what that's going to do for kids. Unless they're like using like kid-sized controllers for that kind
always
of thing.
Double tap to run and beat 'em ups. Come on.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. But also you do have like a super move which like allows you to transform. And with all like the werewolves in this game, sorry, like I realized like we already told you like our thoughts about the game, but I'm now remembering like what the heck else I wanted to talk about. Like despite the fact that there's like werewolves and orcs or oni, or like whatever you want to call them in this game, like the kids just transform into these ninjas. Which I mean, it is called Ninja Kidz, but I already figured that they were ninjas, not like their alter egos were also going to be ninjas. And you're allowed to do this transformation thing, which I was hoping for like some sort of cool like altered beast kind of thing, but all it really does is just let you like slash faster, which is welcome, but I kind of wish that your normal powers had moved at that speed, not the power-ups that come every once in a while.
Yeah. Are you done now?
Yeah, I'm done now.
All right, next game, INDIKA Demo, developed by Odd Meter, published by 11-Bit Studios, releasing Q1 on Steam, coming later to consoles. Play a third-person story-driven game set in an alternative Russia of the late 19th century where religious visions clash with harsh reality. INDIKA tells the story of a young nun who sets off on a journey of self-discovery with the most unusual companion by her side, the devil. Bri, tell us about it.
All right, so there was a trailer for this on one of those somewhat recent game showcases, and I thought it was absolutely wild looking, and I wanted to know more. So it's a third-person adventure horror game that follows the story of this nun in search of herself while she's being influenced by the devil. And this will be coming to consoles. So when I got the opportunity to check out this demo with the Steam Next Fest going on, like that was pretty cool. Big downside for me, there was no controller support for the demo, so I really struggled a bit to get my keyboard and mouse on. But I got through it. The graphics are a beautiful mix of realism with this like weird pixely UI overlay for the gamification system of like redemption versus sin. The whole thing feels like a black and white movie, but I mean, it's in color. It's got this like very stark, like black and white sort of thing. And then you get these pops of color, which I feel are kind of like really important to these big moments. The demo kind of just throws you into like a piece of the middle of a story somewhere. You've been kidnapped by some injured soldier who believes he's chosen by God, and everything he's been told to do or would happen is happening in front of him. And then, of course, we get to hear our own voices because we've got the devil just like hanging out with us. And he also serves as like a narrator. There's a section where he comes to argue with you over the value of sin. And like, what is the amount of sin for opening a private letter versus a murder? Like, if opening a letter is like 2 sin, a murder is like 100 sin, like at what point do you just go, I guess it's not that bad and I can open the letter? So once the devil gets his hooks into you, you start to do certain things, and then the landscape changes and everything turns to red, and the audio changes, and you get sucked into this thing, and the only thing you can do is pray to turn things back to normal, which was just a really cool mechanic. And there's like this platform puzzle area where you have to kind of find the balance between the way of the devil and the path of prayer to get across the room. And the voice actor for the devil is fantastic, and he says things when you die like, "What an undignified death." And I just like, and I died a lot in this one section. You get chased by a wolf or a dog, and there's a whole, I don't want to ruin the thing. You should totally go play the demo. If you saw the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. This kind of just looked super quirky. The soundtrack in it is also super quirky. It has like these moments where this like metallic industrial sounds kind of mixed with music comes up in the background, and it's just like very discordant, and it doesn't fit with the game, and yet it does in its own way. And there's these very just jarring contrast between the beautiful, serene kind of moments and like these absolutely like horrifying little moments where you're running and everything's broken and falling apart. And it's really like that contrast between, you know, the nun and the devil. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of the game overall at this point from the demo, but I had a lot of fun with it. My interest is definitely piqued, and I can't wait for this to come to console. So
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I looked at the trailer while once Joe posted the link to it. It looks really cool. I'm excited for this now too.
yeah, like one of the taglines is "Ask and you shall be deceived." That's like one of the taglines for it. And in one of the trailers, the narrator, the devil, he says, what is it? Like, oh, our good girl INDIKA, and she does all these things, but why of all the boring places would you want to go to heaven? And that's like, so yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this when it comes to consoles.
very cool. Well, we will hopefully be able to cover that in the coming months. But for now, is this something people should wish list, keep their eyes on?
Yeah, definitely. I would say give it a wish list. I'm also, man, I'm excited for consoles also because I just do not keyboard and mouse. I had a rough time, but yeah, I would say definitely throw that on wish list and keep an eye on it. Cool. Keep an eye for more trailers too, because they do some really cool stuff with their trailers.
Sounds good. All right. Well, Bri, that is it for you. We will let you get going. What all do you have on tap for the night?
I'm going to be a pirate again.
Pirate, yar.
That's like Skull my normal Bones, Thursday. Right? No. That PlayStation 5 game, Sea of Thieves. Yeah.
You're beta testing the PS5 version.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what's happening.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty. See y'all. Have a good night.
See ya.
Next game to talk about is Edge of Reality, developed by Moon Eclipse, published by Sometimes You, released February 16th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Windows Store, Switch, PS4, PS5 for $4.99 each. It seems that there can be no more boring profession in the world than an appraiser in a pawn shop. But meeting with a mysterious young lady brings one such appraiser through a series of strange events, changing Dan's initial perspective about his craft. In this game, immerse yourself in an intricate story where dreams and reality are intertwined into a single whole, where at some point reality itself may lose its stability. Aki, what is Edge of Reality?
Okay, this is a visual novel. It is a adventure one to a degree. There are a bunch of dead ends in it and a few different endings. You play as exactly what was said. You work at an antique store, and a lady comes in one day and is like, "Here, have this brooch. I don't even want to sell it. You can just have it for free." And of course, that doesn't sound any alarm bells to you because you're stupid. That's why. So you're like, okay, cool. And You have some nightmares. The following day, someone comes and takes it from you one way or the other. You lose it. And then the lady's like, oh no, I actually really need that back. Like right now. And you're like, well, can't. And then you and her go off on a little, very short investigation to hopefully find the individual who took it and stop them from unleashing some sort of evil upon this world with that brooch that she just handed to you. And yeah, this is a very quick game. I finished it all in a day. It was probably took me a few hours to do, and by that I mean I went every single possible route there is in the entire game to find all of the achievements in it, and it still only took me a few hours. So yeah, so this is a very short one. Most of it is you go to an area, you figure out a way to deal with things, and then you move to the next area immediately after a handful of lines between people. At any point, you can get kicked out because you've screwed up, but that's really it. So yeah, there's I think there were 6 or 7 different places you get to visit in a playthrough of it, and that's it. There's a handful of choices. Most of them don't actually matter. Like there's a bunch of times when you're going from one place to another place, you can ask the mysterious girl who you're helping. You can ask some questions about her real life, or you can choose not to. I don't know if that impacts anything in the game or not. It didn't seem like it did. So all of those, not particularly necessary unless you want to get to know her. And which point you might as well just click not to talk to her. She is a mysterious girl for a reason. And yeah, most of it is just like, here's a couple choices in this area, and here's some conversation that these people will have with each other to give you some information. Maybe it has something to do with the case that you're currently working on, or maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with it. And yeah, then you get to the end and you see whether you fucked up real bad, or whether maybe you did something kind of sort of right. And then you restart it.
I always fuck up. But the game's $5. Is that a fuck up?
No, I think that's fine for what's here. It's not a particularly long game. Again, it only took me a few hours to beat 100%. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I thought the story was interesting. It didn't fully make sense at every turn, but that's because there's a lot of issues with finding information on purpose, because they still wanted it to be kind of a mystery. So I still think it's a decent, quick little game, though. So especially if you're an achievement hunter, go for it.
Well, speaking of achievement hunters, it's available on Xbox One, Series X and S, and Windows Store, all separate $5 purchases. Would you buy it once, twice, 3 times? What would you do?
Personally, I don't tend to go for stacks. I think usually that's kind of silly. So I would go once. So that's me personally. But if you really like achievements, this is a very quick game to 100%. And if you really want them achievements, go ahead and get it 3 times.
If you plan to buy it, if you plan to buy it multiple times, the thing you do is you buy the Xbox One version first, or the PS4 version first, and then you buy the new gen version, because you save 50%. Good talk.
Yep. Had nothing to add to that. I don't do that, so that's what you think.
I don't really do it anymore either, honestly. But next game, Dr. Frank's Build-A-Boyfriend, developed by Heiden Games, published by Ratalaika Games, released February 1st on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5 for $4.99. After being kicked out of both his PhD program of plant science as well as medical school for pathology, Dr. Frank had pretty much resolved himself to a life of solitude and science. That is, until a handsome stranger knocked on his door and swept him off his feet. Jacob, what's going on in Dr. Frank's Build-A-Boyfriend?
So Dr. Frank's Build-A-Boyfriend is a kind of it's a visual novel, but also like a point and click adventure. as well. And first off, understand everybody in this in this game is gay. Like, just they are.
Absolutely, Clayman Elton John levels of gay would be my guess.
At least Dr. Frank is not on the level of like Rocky Horror Picture Show, but you know, anyway,
this sounds fantastic already.
But it's very interesting. So, anyways, Dr. Frank has been kicked out of the local university and no longer allowed to teach classes there because of lots of unethical and like mysterious experiments that, you know, obviously have the townfolk riled up. And so you're off in your own like little, you know, castle, whatever you want to call it. And you have your minion Iggy, who is there to help you and get all your stuff done, even though he's severely underpaid. And, you know, you're doing all your stuff. You're just like doing your evil experiments. And then one day, a handsome man shows up at your door asking, no, not you, Dr. Frank. I'm still talking about the game, not like your DoorDash driver. Oh. Anyway, you're like, I'd love a hot guy to show up with some wieners. So anyway, so this hot guy shows up, and he not only is he interested in Dr. Frank, but he's interested in Dr. Frank's work. And the two start talking, and eventually it becomes love, romantic, passionate love. And then one day he leaves you, and you discover he stole your work, and he's about to present it at a lecture as his own. So what are you going to do? Obviously build a much hotter boyfriend using the same, regrowth of dead people that, you know, Dr. Frankenstein uses. So in this one, Dr. Frank has to go to the local graveyard and, you know, piece together all the hot parts of said boyfriend. And of course, you can actually build your boyfriend in this game too, like hairstyle, eye color, skin color, and of course, penis size. And my favorite was you could actually determine the length of the penis. And one of them was just like this. It was like just like my animes. And so, anyways, so yeah, so you create your creation of life, and you have to put a stop to Dominic, who is the guy that left you behind. You have to prove that you are much better scientists and show you don't need that hunk. You built your own. So yeah, like the writing is fantastic in it. I will say this: you should save and save often. Even though it does move by at a pretty quick pace, you can actually die in this game, and I found out the hard way, and then had to restart the whole damn thing all over again. So just be warned about that. But otherwise, like, it's a lot of fun, and unless you're a bigot, I can't really see anybody not like enjoying like the dialogue and the weird characters in this game. But then again, if you're a bigot, you shouldn't be playing this game anyway, and you can go die in a fire. So, but yeah, like, I had a lot of fun with it. I usually don't get to review these kind of games, but I'm glad, I begged Joe to let me play it. So,
yeah, Aki, any thoughts on this one? It seems like something you would have enjoyed had Jacob not jumped up for it.
I hadn't even heard of it, but this really sounds like something that would be actually pretty fun to play. I think I would probably enjoy this. I am shocked Jacob wanted to play this, to be honest.
I saw the name because I'm always intrigued by a game with an interesting title. And so, yeah. And then when I found out that it was like a visual novel point and click, I was like, oh, I don't get to do those too often. So hell yeah. Like, let's try it out. But
I'm shocked by the name you wanted to play it. It is Dr. Frankenstein, build a boyfriend.
So?
I am shocked you wanted to play that.
I mean, then again, Aki, I guess you wouldn't know this, but on Xbox, my gamer pick is of Clive Owen, who,
I don't know who that is.
actor, famous British actor. But yeah, I would
Google him.
I would drop. Yeah, I would immediately drop my drawers for that man.
Okay then.
Gladly be about him. He was my first man crush.
Oh, I know him. He's from Shoot 'Em Up. Okay.
Yeah, Shoot 'Em Up, The Hire. Crap, I'm forgetting a bunch. Dancer, or wait, no, he wasn't.
I've only seen a few movies with him in it. Sadly, I really like him. He's a good actor.
Yeah, and handsome and rugged. So rawr.
That's fantastic.
Got to look in the camera, and you got.
Oh God.
Aki, are you gonna watch it? Coming up. There it is. There it is.
Thank you, Joe. That was a special something. Thank you.
That is it for this episode. We're going to call it here. Big thanks to Kunal for coming on, chatting with us for a little bit today. Big thanks for Bri for coming on, doing her thing. Thanks to you two for being here. You chuckle fucks, getting along with each other, making each other laugh. It's beautiful. I love it.
Shut the fuck up,
Joe. Get
along you with shut me. The fuck up.
No, you shut the
you
fuck
shut
up.
The fuck up.
You shut the fuck up.
I get along with Jacob all the time. I'm just really rude to him, and he likes it.
Oh, God, Joe, you shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up.
Oh, my wife is actually telling me to shut the fuck up, so
okay.
I have to shut the fuck up now, guys.
Music this episode, we're going to play something from the Pixel Noir Arranged album, so give that a listen and pick it up on Bandcamp and pick up the game on Steam and all that other fun jazz, and we'll be back next week with more fun episodes, right, everyone?
Yeah, I guess.
At some point, we'll have one with an After Dark game, so woo!
Yeah. Woo? Woo!